All right, let's get straight into it. We're going to break down the truth about CBD and your right to own a firearm based on federal law.
So you use CBD, maybe for pain, maybe to help you sleep. You think it's harmless, right? But what if that same CBD could cause you to lose your gun rights? It's a serious question, and by the end of this, you'll know exactly what to do to protect yourself.
Now, the answer here isn't a simple yes or no. It all boils down to one critical fact: the source of your CBD. Let's walk through what that means. To get this right, we have to start with the foundation. This isn't about what your state allows. This is about the federal law that applies to every single gun owner in the United States. This right here, this is the law that matters. 18 U.S.C. Section 922 G3. Now, it looks complicated, but we're about to make it real simple. The whole entire issue comes down to this one phrase: unlawful user of any controlled substance. If the federal government says you fit this description, you are flat out prohibited from having a firearm. Period. And here's the truth about how the government sees it. The ATF is crystal clear. Any use of marijuana makes you an unlawful user. It does not matter if your state says it's legal. On this, federal law trumps everything else. So let me make it plain. Under federal law, marijuana is still a Schedule I drug, right up there with the hard stuff. If you use it, the federal government sees you as a prohibited person, and you cannot legally own a gun. Now, pay close attention, because this is where you get the clarity you need. We have to understand the huge legal difference between two kinds of CBD. This is the information that keeps you safe. See, back in 2018, the Farm Bill changed the entire game. It drew a clear line in the sand, legally separating one type of cannabis from another. Look at this. On the left, you've got CBD that comes from hemp. The law says it has to have 0.3% THC or less. That makes it federally legal. But on the right, you have CBD from marijuana plants. It has more than 0.3% THC, and that makes it a federally controlled substance. This difference right here is everything. Let's take a quick pause before we continue. If you're listening right now and you believe in what we're doing, educating, empowering, and helping real people navigate the justice system, then consider becoming a sponsor of the Legal Gangster broadcast. This isn't just a show. This is a movement. We stand on truth, faith, and real solutions for real people. If you'd like to be a sponsor, contact the Legal Gangster management team today at legal-gangsta.com. That's legal-gangster.com. Now, let's get back into it. This is the number you have to burn into your brain: 0.3%. If the THC in a product is at or below this number and it's from hemp, you're good under federal law. If it's even a little bit over, it's illegal. So, to put it simply, using CBD that comes from hemp and stays under that 0.3% THC limit does not make you an unlawful user. Why? Because the product itself isn't a controlled substance. That's how you stay on the right side of federal firearm laws. Okay, so we've covered the law, but now let's talk about the real world, because this is where good people can get tripped up if they aren't paying attention. You're probably thinking, okay, cool, I'll just stick to the legal hemp CBD and I'm safe. But hold on. Not so fast. There are some hidden traps out there that you need to know about. Here are the dangers you gotta watch for. First, a lot of these CBD products are mislabeled. They might say they're legal, but they actually have illegal amounts of THC. Second, even a legal product could have trace amounts that make you fail a drug test. Third, and this is important, having a state-issued medical marijuana card gives you zero protection under federal law. And finally, your state might allow CBD with more THC than the feds do, creating a legal trap. Let's use Texas as a perfect example. Federal law says 0.3% THC or less, but the Texas Compassionate Use Program allows some medical products with up to 0.5% THC. If you use that product, even with a doctor's note, you are violating federal law and cannot legally own a gun. Okay, let's bring this all home. What do you actually need to do to protect your God-given rights and stay compliant? Here are 3 simple rules to live by. Number 1, confirm your product comes from hemp, not marijuana. Number 2, verify the THC is 0.3% or less. Ask for the lab reports. And number 3, know your state's laws and exactly how they stack up against the federal rules.
And let me say this one more time so we are perfectly clear. Any use of marijuana itself, flower, edibles, whatever, makes you an unlawful user in the eyes of the federal government. It does not matter if it's legal in your state. This is a hard line you cannot cross if you want to keep your firearm rights.
Now, it's true. There are court cases challenging this ban right now, but you need to understand, as of today, this is the law of the land. It is still in full effect. And that leaves us with a heavy question to think about. As all these laws keep changing, is the federal government making it impossible for good, law-abiding people to even know if they're on the right side of the law? Knowledge is power, and it is the key to protecting your freedom. To take the next step, visit legalgangsta.com. That's legal-gangsta.com. And for all our listeners in Harris County, go to legalgangsta.com to get your 10-step Erase Your Criminal Record guide and start your journey to freedom today. Thank you for listening. If you got value from this, please like, subscribe, and share this truth with someone who needs to hear it. And drop a comment below.